This week's show made possible by Community Rowing. Community Rowing is a non-profit organization dedicated to the belief that the sport of rowing has unique abilities to promote personal and community growth. Community Rowing is also the home for monthly meetings for Triathlon in Boston. In this week's show, balance is beautiful, triathlons saved my life, and an Ironman triumph triathlete. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Ruben Austria, founder of triathlon.com, an inspired community of triathletes inspiring others. This week's quote, balance is beautiful. Simply put, balance is beautiful. This week's show is all about balance, why it's important in life, why it's important in triathlon. The second part of the show I've altered just a little bit, and I'll be calling it In the News. It's all about triathletes all over the world inspiring others and making a difference through the sport of triathlon. This week's show is all about someone who claims that triathlons saved his life. And lastly, the Triumph Triathlete of the Week, an Ironman Triumph Triathlete. So let's get to the show. Can't wait. Let's get started. The balance of triathlon. Well, if you're a current triathlete now, you realize and you know that triathlon is about three sports: swimming, biking, and running. In order to succeed, you must be equally proficient in three sports. That's why it's so important to have that balance in triathlon. You have to be able to swim, you have to be able to bike, and you have to be able to run. And for me, like I said, I come from some sort of a running background, and even though I'm not a great runner, of the three sports, swimming, biking, and running would had to have been my strongest, and I certainly had to come up to par on swimming and biking. Swimming, I never felt like I really knew how to swim. That was probably the toughest part of getting into triathlons. Biking, you know, I hadn't really owned and rode a bike ever since, gosh, maybe since I was like 12, 13, 14-year-old, riding around the neighborhood, riding around everywhere because obviously you didn't have a car. You obviously never forget how to ride a bike, but riding a bike around the neighborhood with other neighborhood kids is a lot different than riding a 10-mile bike in a triathlon, or a 20-mile bike in a triathlon, or a 56-mile bike ride in a triathlon. So you know what I mean. Obviously, it all came together, and you know it really works now. It's really great. You know, I've come to that point where you know I'm just good enough in each sport where I can advance what I'm doing. What's great about triathlon, it provides a really good parallel to life. If you've seen some of my previous episodes, I talked about how I used to live in Atlanta, and you know at some point I just realized that, man, this is no way I could live like this. Well, you know what? It was because I was working so much. You know, luckily I was able to realize that, you know, my life was out of balance and I needed to change. Fast forward 5 years later, couldn't be happier because I got my life into balance. You know, really, that's what life is all about. You know, a lot of people think that I'm crazy. Right now, I'm actually, you know, running a full-time business. Business is busier than ever. Training for my first Ironman, and last but not least, I'm preparing myself to get married in August. So it's amazing. It's an amazing ride. There's a lot of amazing things going on, and I just love the fact that, you know, I'm busy. But even though I'm busy, I'm balancing everything out. So definitely it pays to seek out that balance in your life. Triathlon is a good metaphor for that. So definitely, if you want to get into the sport, feel free to join the community, sign up. There are a lot of people on triathlon.com who support you in doing not just triathlon, but doing a lot of other things that will inspire you to succeed in every aspect of your life. Triathlons saved my life. That's what Joseph Maroon posted on a CNN article that I'm going to share with you. share a little snippet with you and provide you the link so you can go check it out yourself. So basically, 25 years ago, Joseph fell upon some hard times. His father died, his marriage fell apart, and his career was crumbling, all within 1 week. It seemed at that point his life he was just merely existing. Until one day one of his friends called him up and invited him to go for a short 1-mile run at a high school track. Joseph reluctantly went and ran with his friend. He kept on running with his friend until finally he worked his way up to doing his first triathlon. Joseph claims that the incredible feeling of well-being, return of mental clarity, and confidence got him hooked on triathlons. A year after he started running, he returned back to his career and got his life back. Now that's 25 years ago. Joseph has been doing triathlons ever since, and he's done over 70 triathlons and 7 Ironman races, and even qualified for Hawaii one year. And it is just amazing. That's an amazing story. That's what we're trying to do here at Triathlon, is inspire others to just get into the sport just like Joseph did. And look, triathlon saved his life. It's such an amazing story. I'll post the link. Make sure to go check it out. Then there's one more last thing I want to add, and he refers to triathlons. He says, it is a much more effective antidepressant than Prozac and other pharmaceutical drugs. And this is a neurologist saying this. So great job, Joseph. Keep on trying and keep on inspiring others. This week's Triathlete of the Week is Barry Phelps. Barry Phelps, I call him the Ironman triathlete. Barry is one of the most seasoned triathletes in Triumph Triathlon in Boston. Barry is a great competitor. He's a great asset to the organization of Triumph Triathlon in Boston, and he also shares a lot of his. He's done some presentations and spoken to a lot of the new triathletes in the group, and he shares a lot of his information, a lot of what he knows. And what I also want to add is Barry is no slouch when it comes to triathlon. I mentioned that he's done an Ironman triathlon. He also regularly places in podiums, a lot of times wins his races that he enters, whether it be sprint, Olympic, or half Ironman distance. Barry is what I would call the model Triumph triathlete. Barry, you are the Triumph Triathlete of the Week. Congratulations. Time to wrap up another show. I want to thank Community Rowing for sponsoring this week's show. Community Rowing is a great nonprofit organization located right on the Charles River in Boston. Go check out their website at communityrowing.org. And our next meeting is going to be at Community Rowing. Make sure you check out the website at triumphboston.com. So just a quick training update. There's a lot going on with work and a lot going on, with triumphtriathlon.com, and a lot going on with my training. But like I said, it's all about balance. Got to be able to fit everything in. It's the winter is almost over here in Massachusetts, and I am ready. I am just ready for the spring to come. My marathon is coming up March 26th, so I'll definitely be telling you how that goes in a few weeks. But I'm going to be ramping up towards that, and I'm really psyched, and just can't wait. So keep on checking out my profile on triumphtriathlon.com. I'll be posting a lot more updates about my training there. So I'm glad you were with us this week. Go check us out on iTunes. Please subscribe and give us a great rating. I really appreciate it. The show is meant to promote triumphtriathlon.com and its triathletes. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Until then, make it a great day.